All right, there we are back again. We're not going to let this down. We're going to keep going. We just announced the Heraldry Cloak Eternal Pattern and Sparkle a set of your choice prizes that will be given away. And also, I was just going to get to the good one here too, guys. The Twitter prize, a Player-Owned Town Roll-Lot property deed.
Wow.
But you have to tweet us during this live stream, provided the live stream continues long enough, so that you get a chance to win that. So tweet us at Shroud of Avatar, hashtag LBSOTA, say anything about the game and what you're playing, having fun, anything about this live stream at all, and we'll put you in for a chance to win that, which we'll award shortly after the live stream. All right, so to keep going here, congrats again to the Oracle Enigma winners. Red, Gina, and Pat will have those announced on the forums and on social, so you can confirm that you won. Other than that, we've got some really cool community news this weekend. We have the final, well, supposedly, rumor has it, the Dragons are set to attack in a final battle, probably around 2 o'clock Central Time, give or take a couple of minutes, and they're going to be in Baubleshire, so heads up on that. Also, tonight's costume contest in Alisair's Forest with host Sienna will be going on at 8 o'clock Central Time, so jump in now and get your entry in if you want to enter into that contest. Barrick, the community manager here, will be judging the contest. So it's going to be very exciting, I am sure. All right, and also, relicsbyreal.com, this was interesting. He has given away a $50 gift card for anything in his store. So check out that on our weekly update. All this news is in our weekly update, which we just put live on the front page of the website, so you can reference how to get a chance to win that $50 gift card by Relics by Real. And then also, SodaCon Austin 2018, they've been promoting tickets on sale for a while now. This is an event run by the community for you guys, the community. That's going to be occurring in October 11th to 13th, right here in Austin, thus the name SodaCon Austin. And right now they have the VIP experience package on sale, and I hear there's only a few tickets left to that. So if you're interested in coming here, meeting us, the developers of the game, and meeting other community members, seeing the beautiful city of Austin, get that package. It's up to you, Star. You've got a bunch of news. I'm going to let you have it.
All right. So Friday we had our Release 53 live stream, and it was an incredible success. At the last minute, we switched from our spring theme to the Sky Navy theme. Nothing to do with another very popular property. Please don't sue us, Disney. Sorry, those of you who were looking forward to the spring theme, but we could not resist it being May the 4th and everything. We tested out a new format with the Release 53 live stream. So we did 12 hours of sales instead of doing the wheel spinning, and it was super successful. So we raised $90,000, and what we did was that we made it so that we did the stretch goals for the entire 12 hours instead of just during the live stream. And it seemed to work really well. We had a lot more time to focus on answering questions and to do our deep dives and everything, and a lot less time spent spinning the wheel and other shenanigans. So it seemed to work really well. So that's the new format we're going to do going forward. And everyone who participated got all sorts of cool stuff: electric weapons, and aeronaut helms, a cylinder automaton. Everyone, not just the people who participate in the telethon, but everybody in Release 54 is going to get double XP for the first 2 weeks, and that is also going to include crafting experience. So that's pretty cool. And the YouTube version, in case you missed the Release 53 live stream, the YouTube version is up. Also, the few questions that we missed, because we answered way more questions this time than we normally get to, because we were spending less time spinning the wheel. We got all those posted, and I was going to pick a few highlights, but since we're running behind, I'm not going to spend time on those. But check those out. Those are in the weekly update, a few of the highlights, and then the full post is on our forums. And then, of course, we've got Release 54 that we've all been working hard on. That's coming on May 31st. And there's a QA build live right now. So we've got a new version of Unity that we're testing out. This is a much earlier build on QA than we normally do. So it's really just about compatibility testing for the new version of Unity. But please, if you have some time, jump on QA and get in there and help us see if it runs and looks right. That would be a great help. And of course, getting on QA earns you those cool exclusive QA testing incentive rewards, like the ant farm and things like that. But Release 54 is going to be chock full of all sorts of cool stuff. Some more performance improvements, including we found a big slowdown related to audio, and the new version of Unity hopefully is going to help us with performance as well. We're doing a bunch of improvements to the companions, so they're going to have a lot more abilities that they're going to use. They're going to be a lot more aware of each other in the way they fight and move around. We've got new scenes, Shaminian Hills, West End, Upper Tiers. You can see screenshots of those in the weekly update. We've got quests where you can get the gear and the armor and the weapons that the companions are using. Speaking of the companions, so that includes the triple crossbow, which looks really cool. We've made a change to the commission player vendors. That's something that Joaquin, aka Wizard Smoke, has been working on. So instead of having to pay when you list an item, now the fee happens once the item sells. So that's going to make managing inventory on commission vendors a lot more palatable. And a note on that, so anyone who's listed an item on there already, the fee for when the sale is zeroed out, so you won't have to pay twice, so don't worry about that. Let's see, other things. Oh, a ton of new recipes. So at least 15 or more new recipes are coming in. So a couple of new bathtubs, a bunch of new elven lights, wooden barrels and crates, tea service, standing banners, a cobalt chandelier, a common cloak, which is the new cleaned up version of the rough cloak, square wooden hot tub, and maybe if we have time too, some patterns for the rusty weapons that drop on the early humanoids that you fight. We'll get at least one new music instrument, a recorder, which is kind of like a flute, and maybe it depends on whether we have time to get the sound bake in, but we have the art for it. It's just whether we get the sound effect for it. But we have this cool new pipe organ, so you can get your Phantom of the Opera action on. If we don't get it in Release 54, we're totally going to get it in Release 55. And new heraldry items. So we're going to get heraldry boots and gloves. So originally we were just going to do chests and leggings, but we're going to round out those sets and include boots and gloves. And everyone who's purchased those, you're going to get those complimentary.
And we're going to be showing off heraldry stuff in just a little bit.
Yep.
Also looking for group feature with the shenanigans in the beginning here. I don't know if we mentioned that for those who are just joining us, but we've got more of that shortly for you.
Yep, also we're going to have new items, a heraldry chest and heraldry standing banners. Again, we're going to show those later in the thing. We're also making an improvement to interface, so you'll be able to put, once again, those of you who've been playing with us a long time can remember the golden age. We can put containers in containers. That time will be back with some improvements. Actually, it's going to work a lot better than it did before. We're going to have white variations of the new fireworks that we introduced, and then a bunch of new decorations and a new home, including the large telescope that was in the observatory home. That's actually going to be its own decoration now that you can place anywhere. Keys. All the keys that you've been getting from all these different places, and recipes, those are going to be placeable as decorations, both on tables and walls. So we made a new, so as soon as we made the cool globe decoration, and once we started working on brewing, my immediate thought was we had to have the classic globe bar, so you open up the globe and there's a bar inside. So I had us make that because you absolutely have to have that. So we made the globe container so it functions as a chest, but when it does its open animation, it looks like there's a bar inside because you have. I mean, you have to have that. And we're working on a row home that's laid specifically set up to be a shop. So it's got a big glass front and an open layout on the bottom floor. And something we've been meaning to do for a very, very, very long time, and we're finally getting around to, is we've only had one basement hatch forever, and we're going to have themed basement hatches, all different kinds of basement hatches. So basement hatches for all our main themes, Viking, Shogun, Kobold, etc. But then a bunch of other different kinds, so like one that looks more like a mine entrance, sort of natural rocky one, and different one that looks like a storm cellar entrance, etc. And then, of course, the Release 52 live stream items, so all those obsidian things, the obsidian mage robes and things like that. And then all that's coming up on May 31st. And then the next day on June 1st, of course, it's going to be another DJ set by me, DJ Darkstar. And we're sticking to the 2 sets because that seemed to work really well. So an early set for Europeans and then a later set for folks here in the U.S. And then our live stream for R54, it won't be on a Friday this time. It's actually going to be on Monday, June 4th. We had to do that for some travel, working around some travel schedules, actually my travel schedule. And then of course, next up is going to be Release 55 in June, and that's going to have all sorts of cool stuff, including the thing I'm super excited about, which is also in this weekly update, unicorns.
Ooh. Yes.
But don't hurt the unicorns, you evil, evil people. Do not hurt the unicorns.
Aren't unicorns immortal?
They're not immortal. They're very strong, though. And also, we're going to take the obsidian gear that you've seen us working on for the live stream, and we're going to make versions of those to upgrade the art for the Ebon Dawn cultists, because those are the modern-day obsidians. And then there's going to be a new seasonal creature that we've been working on. So we've had the Arch Lapin, which is the Death Bunny. So there's a new seasonal creature that's going to be coming in June. That is not nearly as funny as the Death Bunny. It's pretty dark, actually. When we had our character art review, we were all like, oh, wow, really? So look forward to that. And bow patterns. So one of the things that we've been getting a lot of feedback on is that we don't have enough patterns for all the different weapon types, so we're going to slowly, each release, make up for that. And the first thing we're going to tackle is bows. So we're going to have a bunch of different bow patterns, and we're going to do some polish on user interface. So we're going to change the color scheme. We're going to get rid of all the extra doodads and unnecessary borders and things like that, and do some font unification. It's going to be much cleaner, much more modern looking, etc. So that's it for me. That is all the news that is fit to hear. Next time, by request, we'll do some Novian weather reporting, because I think that's a great idea. So we'll stand up and have a weather sheet. I love it. All right, now we're going to show off some Looking for Group. Thank you.
All right, let's give away a prize real quick here. Let's give away that sparkler set of your choice. If you want to win that sparkler set, whether you're on Discord or Twitch, type !sparklers, and we'll let that sit for a little bit while we bring in a couple of the guys who are going to show off Looking for Group. Hey guys, I've been looking for a group. I wonder if you can you help me there, Joaquin and Travis.
Yeah, we're gonna check out the new Looking for Group UI, but I thought you might want to tell people, the different ways that you might want to use Looking for Group and the ways that you shouldn't use Looking for Group.
Sure. Well, most of you guys know who have been playing the game and have checked out what we've been putting in over the last couple of releases. Looking for Group went in Release 53, right?
Correct.
This last release. Yep. So it's fresh, it's new. There's a lot of cool things that we've seen you guys using this feature for. And obviously, Looking for Group is meant to be used for looking for a group. So if you're out adventuring and you want to join up with some other people to tackle some of those more difficult monsters, maybe a big dragon or a scary dungeon, that sort of thing. You want to look for a group? We now have that feature, Looking for a Group. But we've also seen some, really cool instances of Looking for Group feature, like if you're trying to organize a crafting event and you're looking for other people to do some participation in that, or a play that's imminent, and you need to look for a replacement in one of your plays, or there's hundreds of ideas that we could come up with and write down in a list. I did not write down in a list what we saw because I like doing things impromptu. But I can also say that you guys have had some really cool ideas to what Looking for Group is used for, and we encourage you to use it for those purposes. But at the same time, a little common sense goes a long way. Please don't use it for things like, I'm selling a house for such and such gold prices. It is not a marketplace system. We know that the forums is definitely not a great marketplace system. We try our best to make that as organized and easy for you to buy and sell wares as possible. That's where you go for marketplace trading, or of course conversations in the game and that sort of thing. But please don't use Looking for Group for some of those more obvious don't look for group sort of things. I don't know if I need to say more. If you have questions, contact us, ask us, let us know, is this appropriate for Looking for Group? Otherwise, have fun with the feature. And I guess you guys are going to show us a little bit about how it works now, right?
Yeah. I think Travis is logged in to the game, so why don't we jump into the game?
Oh, the game? Okay. All right. Let's do a little switcheroo shenanigans here. Don't forget, we've got that sparkler set of your choice. Make sure you type !sparklers with an S. If you don't have the S, I'll do both. It doesn't matter. And we'll let that sit for just a couple of minutes while we swap over to the game. There we are. Looks like we've got a couple. Is that a community member dancing here right now with us?
Looks like we've got somebody there with us.
Move this up here. Looks like everything's running smooth here.
Okay, cool.
And I did change the video settings slightly, so you might want to readjust however you like.
Okay. Yep. You want to up those video settings a little bit?
Yeah. Let's go to good.
All right.
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
Now anybody
Hopefully
can
it looks
use
good, too.
Looking for Group, right? This is not an advanced feature or anything. I'm a new player.
Right. Anybody can use this.
Okay.
And you don't have to be in any particular area or location. You can open it up anytime you want. By just pressing Alt F as Travis just did. It's also accessible via the little drop down in the top right, all the way on the left of those buttons. Yeah. So you can.
Windows select.
Yeah. So there it is in the list, right there in the middle, Looking for Group. So if you ever forget the hotkey, you can go there and find it. So here we have it. It's open right now. You can see there's a few groups already open that we could join if we wanted to, but why don't we first create our own group? Let's try doing that. So you just click that new party button and it brings you over to your party tab. And so now you can just enter a description for group. Maybe we're trying to fight a dragon or whatever you're trying to do. Whatever you want other people to see, and so everybody that looks at the list is going to see whatever you type there, and then maybe that'll entice them to join your group. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some of our stream watchers joining us.
Well, there's some good examples. Let's Play Music. That's cool.
One bad example.
Barrick picked me for a prize. I think is what they meant. Interesting. Selling houses. Don't tell Barrick. Oh, yes, very witty there, sir. Or not witty, but whatever.
Yeah, looks like we got some people trying to get our attention on here. That's funny.
Killed the wabbit. Pure Devotion is recruiting. That's cool.
Yeah, so then if you ever want to change your listing here, you can just click on that gear button that Travis just did, and you can change your description. The other options here we have are max players, which if you can set it to whatever number of players you're looking for, and then once you have that number of players in your party, then your listing will automatically go away, so nobody else will join your party. If for some reason you don't want 8 players, you can set it to something lower. And then the other option here is to make a private party. If you do a private party, then it just won't show up in the Looking for Group, and you can then just invite people manually, just like you've always done with parties before.
Oh, that's cool. So we actually, a good point about the private versus the public. We would encourage everyone to please use private when it really would be preferred, so that, as we can see already, we're scrolling the public list, and we want to keep that as focused to looking for groups, looking for needed things as much as possible.
Yeah, just be aware that if you do create an open party, then other people are going to see it and they might join you. So
Yeah.
if you want that to happen, then great. Okay, so we have a party going. Looks like we did get a few people joining us. Why don't we try joining a party and see how that works?
We have a question actually from President of Earth.
Okay.
Does it come back if someone leaves? Like the party,
Like if they log off?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, if you log off the game and rejoin the game, you maintain the party you're in. It's always been like that.
Oh, good.
Right, it
There
works
you
the same as it always did before.
If that's what
So
they're
if for some reason you get disconnected, then the party stays open for at least a few minutes, so you have a chance to come back in and reconnect.
But it doesn't stay open forever, so that you can log off and keep some sort of promotional message up there. That wouldn't be acceptable.
Right,
So just
maybe that's what they're
yeah.
asking about. So,
Well, I don't think so, but me
yeah.
being the
Mhm.
the guy who's always watching out for stuff like that, please don't do that. Thank you.
And actually, if there's nobody in the party, then it won't show up in the list, so you don't have to worry about that either.
Can I join more than one?
What's that?
Can I join, I want to join all the groups.
You can only be in one party at a time. So
okay.
you can join any party you want, regardless of whether you're in a party already or not. But when you join a party, then you'll just leave whatever current party you're in and join the other one.
Okay, so what they're asking is, let's say I set it to 8, and we get 8 people. It removes it from the list. If someone then leaves, does it go back on the list?
Right, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So as long as you don't have that number that you're looking for, then it'll be on the list, and it'll go on and off the list as needed. If you ever want to just remove it entirely from the list forever, then you just make it private.
So let's say you found a party, you're kind of new to the game. These people are all in Don's Keep, and he's in New Britannia.
Okay.
You want to get to them.
And you're in Soul Town, so yeah, maybe you want to teleport to somebody that's in your party.
We can do that from my friends list.
Okay.
We can do.
Or so you
that's
can.
the GM way of doing it.
Quick update for our awesome community members who are. All of you guys are awesome, by the way. Don't want to forget that. You guys are all awesome. But there are some who are wearing their Heraldry today to assist us in showing off Heraldry, which will be coming right after Looking for Group here. Thank you, everyone who's helping with that. Thank you for your patience while the timeline of the live stream gets backed up just a little bit. And so we'll be joining you shortly.
So an important note about teleporting to people in your party, something that's new as of this most recent release is that anybody that's in your party will be on your teleport list. So when you use a teleport scroll,
nice.
The people in your party don't have to necessarily be on your friends list. They'll still show up in that list for as potential targets for your teleport scroll.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So, look at all these people with their.
Here you are. Now you've joined your party.
For people who don't know, if they have blue names, they're in your party. You can target them with F keys if so needed.
One more note about Looking for Group. Keep in mind that this is the first release where we have Looking for Group, so this is the very first version of this feature. So there probably are things that we could improve on. And so if you do have any feedback about that, feel free to post in the forums, and hopefully that'll get back to me at some point. And because I think sometime around R56 we're gonna come back to Looking for Group and try to do a little bit of a polished pass on that, and just kind of make the feature a little bit better after we get some of the feedback from the community about it, how you guys have been using it.
We have, I know of at least one Looking for Group feedback thread in the forums. So you guys can jump in on that one if you have feedback for these guys who will work on those.
Yeah. Yeah,
those
that's great.
hopeful suggestions.
Okay. Well, I think that's it for the Looking for Group demo.
That's a really cool feature. I think people have been wanting for a while. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's great because it helps people, especially for new players.
Yeah.
Anybody coming into the game can easily find other people to play with, regardless of whether if you know anybody that's already playing the game. And you can also just kind of look at that to see who's online, who's doing what in the world, and who's wanting to find other people to play with.
If we do get, say that Looking for Group gets super popular and there's like dozens and dozens of looking for, like how do I sort it? Like we'll be looking out for that feedback too, I assume.
Right. Yeah, and that's actually some part of what we're already thinking about for improvements is ways to filter it and sort it, so that you can maybe filter it by what types of groups you're looking to join.
It looks like there's a filter already, so maybe they'll come up with their own nomenclature for
and then there's a very basic filter right now.
Name your Looking for Groups to make it easier to find them.
I want to dance to that.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Well, great. Thanks, guys. We will have you back on the live stream, I'm sure, as soon as more cool updates on the Looking for Group feature appears. Meanwhile, it looks like we're already at Dawn's Keep here, and we have a bunch of people who are showing off their heraldry, and we're going to be talking about that next.
Yeah, so this came out last release. Thanks, Joaquin.
I'm gonna take off. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you, Joaquin. You're gonna roll into heraldry, Travis?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give away a prize here. We actually have a winner of the sparkler set of your choice. Congrats to the real long shot. Not so much of a long shot, is it? You won. Congrats to you. Please message me. It looks like you're on Twitch, so message me at Shroud at the Avatar. Let me know which sparkler set you would like and your account name, and we'll try to get that awarded to you as soon as possible. In the meantime, we also have, we have one more prize, so let's roll for that right away. We'll give that away at the end of the live stream. And we also have on Twitter a prize, a player-owned town row lot property deed. So pretty juicy prize there for everybody who would tweet us during this live stream. You can tweet us anything about the game, anything about what you're seeing, a screenshot of your adventures, that sort of thing would be just fine, and we'll roll for that on Twitter shortly after this live stream. But meanwhile, the Heraldry Cloak Eternal Pattern is up next. So if you want to win that, and you're on Discord or Twitch, type !cloak, and we'll award that at the end of the live stream. All right, what do we got here, Travis?
We also got B here.
Hey B, how's it going?
Pretty good. Just came in to help with some heraldry stuff.
Yeah, thank you B, thank you Travis. A couple of developers here that many of you guys know have been on live stream before. And if you're just joining us, this is our weekly community live stream. We have these on Fridays at 4 o'clock, and we rotate developers showing off really cool new stuff that's either upcoming, I should say, or in the game. And in this case, all this stuff is in the game because right now we are in the game at Dawn's Keep with a whole bunch of community members showing off their heraldry. Thank you, everybody lined up showing off your heraldry. I don't know if any of you are also watching the stream, but thank you for the time you have here to help us to present this cool feature.
Yeah, these are great. So there's a couple methods of making your blazon. This is what we call the image that ends up on your heraldry, and one is to use a blazon creator that we have on the website. It looks like a lot of these were made through that, and then some of these were custom. But these all look really good.
Yeah, they're amazing. And we've oh,
that's cool.
I should maybe do a quick shout out to our team here that goes through the process of contacting you guys, responding. Sarah, I think, is the lead of that, and approving the process here to get your heraldry in the game.
I think she's going to come on and talk later, just kind of some of the guidelines for approving, or just to help your chances of it being approved. There's some basic rules, like you can add a copyrighted image, just common sense stuff like that. Yeah. But she's going to get into that later.
Awesome, great.
So let's say I wanted to do my own heraldry. We've got some crafting stations over here. So I had signed up and I had bought Heraldry on the package, or I met that level.
So like I went to the
Yeah.
store and got a pattern, right?
Yeah,
Like the one we just gave out. They are going to give out the Heraldry Cloak internal pattern.
Exactly.
So awesome. So whoever wins that right during this live stream, at the end of the live stream, you'll be able to do this.
So it looks like I got some banners here, and you can actually see it'll preview what my blazon is. If I wanted to make banner here, first I'd need the physical banner, which you can go craft at the textiles station, but I already have one with me. Modifications, and I want to reshape a banner. Do a short banner. I don't have any wax.
I was using our pattern system to change the visuals on this to where the visuals have his blazon on it. So the pattern system worked well and synchronized well with our heraldry system as a way to replace the visuals on something as well as synchronize with pulling this blazon off the web. So it's been interesting to see how much of our pattern system has been used for different things and in ways that we hadn't really originally thought about it, but it's helped a lot.
Maybe someone will give us a couple wax here. I double checked I had all the ingredients to craft this before I showed up, except for wax. I forgot wax. Thanks. We're gonna go on a little adventure to get some wax. Oh, there's a merchant right here.
Yeah, right there.
Alright, we'll get some wax. I don't want that much wax. Let's buy 40 wax. No, not 175. 40.
I think the others that don't do it.
Oh, no luck, maybe. Yeah, there you go. We always get on this other machine and everybody's hotkeys and mice are different.
Yeah, certainly.
Stumbling on. Alright, we got wax. Now we're going to reshape our short banner. So we put in, here's our pattern, here's the blank banner. I'm going to craft this. Shift double click. Oh! I didn't know that. I guess you can just shift double click the recipe.
That doesn't work for.
Oh, that's how I get the ingredients?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that. That won't work.
It won't do anything.
See, I've been getting the appropriate materials out in the world,
Travis
not cheating.
is a sucker.
Alright. So I don't have permissions to place this on a house, but later on Mike Hutch is going to be here and show you how to place those, because I don't live here, I don't own any of this. But I also brought a plate chest. I've created this plate chest in my inventory, and I want it to look like, where is it? Yeah, this one. I want it to look like a heraldry item. And if you don't know that about our game, you can change the visuals of all the gear with by using patterns, but I can't do it while I'm wearing it, so something else. So I'm going to come in here, go to modifications, and I'm going to reshape.
I need coal.
I need coal. I was at like 4,000 weight earlier, so I dumped a lot of stuff. I want 20 coal. If you guys are reading chat, I can't read chat.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I want to reshape plate chips.
We do have a question from Joe Gamers. Which hashtag or mention do I need for the Twitter entry? Glad you asked that. At Shroud of Avatar is our Twitter account, so twitter.com/Shroud of Avatar. There's no the in there. Or you can do hashtag LBSOTA, which stands for Lord British Shroud of the Avatar. Either of those is just fine, and then make a mention of the game or your adventures or the live stream, and that'll enter you into the giveaway for the Player in Town Rollout property deed.
Should be able to Hammer, what's going on? Yeah. Okay. I did this earlier. Chest arm.
Let's slide it up now. You can craft now. Okay.
Oh, that was the wrong pattern. I need to do the heraldry pattern. Won't let me do the heraldry pattern.
The chest one.
Complete chest, yeah. I've done this before. What have I done wrong? Pattern. Double click on reshape, place armor again. Oh. But that's gonna put the wrong pattern.
You probably have 2 in a stack.
Oh, I bet that is totally what I have. Thank you.
Let Sarah do it. No, I'm kidding. I've gum in my mouth. It's very rude of me. Let me spit it out.
Yep, that's why. Thank you. I was gonna just delete all the other possible patterns. Okay. I've only done this once with the character stuff. I usually just have an eternal pattern.
You guys are, yeah, do your thing.
Okay.
I'm just giving away
Let me
prizes.
backseat drive
There you go.
the game.
I like backseat. I'll backseat drive the live stream. You backseat drive him.
There we go. And it gives you that little cool preview of what your blazing is.
Guild. Avatar loves heraldry.
Okay.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Scoot over. Hi, everybody.
I can't get more middle. I'm already middled. So I just made this. And gold. I already made the leggings earlier. Then I got a little.
Woohoo!
Ooh, let's take off my cloak. So now I got my little blazing plate armor. And then that's the same image that'll show up on your banner or your shield or whatever. Doesn't match my legs. Plates. And these are dyeable.
Ooh, nice.
All the heraldry stuff is dyeable. Yeah.
Woo.
I can go join the procession.
When everybody was lined up there, I was stealthily zipping around, taking screenshots. I sent them all to Barrick.
Oh, I saw those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great screenshots.
I took them like maybe half an hour ago, so if you came a little bit later, you're not in the shot. But if you're proud of your heraldry, you should totally submit it to the forum thread.
Well, if there's anybody also in that scene, you're welcome to take screenshots too.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the basics of crafting some gear with your heraldry. And I made the banner, but I didn't place the banner. And Hutch, the art director, will be on later to kind of show you all the possible things you can do with it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I've seen some cool designs out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a thing that sort of a lot of times in online games we've talked about for a while is, oh, why don't you upload your image from the first start of this? That's something someone
I've only
wanted to
seen
do.
a
So
couple, yeah.
it's a great to finally get to that point because it's been really nice seeing people be able to upload their custom images like this. So.
Yeah, I think it's great. I've only seen a couple. Like there was a game I played where you could do your sails on your ship, but even that
Very
didn't just
minimal.
let you do it like this.
And we're excited about
This is
just
awesome.
how we're extending more armor pieces, more banners, more things like that.
Yeah.
So the system's set up to be able to expand it to where these heraldry can be on lots of different items.
Chests. I don't remember the whole list. Shields.
Yeah.
Certainly right now
Might
it's
be
just
showing up
the
now.
chest armor and the shields and the cloak and the banners, but talked about expanding it
Casks.
to the cask eventually.
Does he have a banner? Oh, well, Hutch will show all the banners.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Over the wall. Oh.
Oh.
Do you see it?
That?
No, wait.
Oh.
Oh, it's too dark. Yeah, sorry. I'm pointing at something nobody can see when I'm pointing.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's Rufus Desperdes. different banners.
He was very kind enough to lend us this property to have this little event in his town, Dawn's Keep.
Yeah, this is great.
And if you are in a guild and you want everybody in your guild to have the same artwork, you can totally upload the same artwork, and we'll be showing you how to do that in a little bit. But I kind of keep an eye on that, and we'll talk about that later.
Looks like a few people have done that.
Yeah, we have some
twinsies.
Some twinsies, some guildies. Yeah, there are 2 guildies.
Prism, and it's a prism.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I don't remember that one. That
It looks like she's in leather and she's in chain.
Oh yeah, you can totally make a set for your friends or your guild or your family. I've seen some people submit saying that it's their family
That's cool.
because originally this was called Family Crest or Custom Crest, but we changed the name a little bit for this system. But it's basically the same idea.
Yeah, these are all great. I won't pick a favorite.
I picked a favorite. It's not yours, Travis. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I have a couple favorites, but I won't say. These are all great, so.
Yeah, they're all great.
But yeah. So that's Heraldry. Do we have Mike coming in next, or are you gonna?
Do you want me to get Mike? Is he up next with
you
guys?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'll be talking about how to upload your own image and also to use our blazon generator. Oh, we can't see what you're typing because the
best.
Yeah. So I see a bunch of these are custom made. We'll talk a little bit about that.
If I quit out of here, what did they see?
I don't know.
Well, I recommend closing this.
Well, we need to get to the browser. Can you get?
Sure. There you go.
Bye, guys.
Let's go to main camera. How's that? Start with
Yeah.
video widescreen. There we are. Sarah.
Yes.
And Barrick. I don't know if they've heard you, but did you introduce yourself earlier?
Yes. Oh wait, I'm Serafina. I'm the best. Wait, I need to.
So we're looking to get a browser window open.
Yeah.
You can use that one.
Okay.
Are we showing it on the live?
Yes. Hold on, let me get it just logged in. Oh, it is logged in.
That's our
Okay.
website.
That's our website.
We will be showing this to you guys shortly.
Can I bring this down there? That might be
Yeah,
better.
that works.
So I'm not like, and you're like seeing the inside of my eyeballs. Why can't I?
It's half of it's still up there.
I
Bring it
don't
on.
know how to make the screen to shares. Okay, do it.
So we want to share that. All right, here we go.
Do it.
So it's slightly impromptu, but I think we can do this.
We hide all my food menus that I
Oh yeah,
have.
look at that! Wow, that's broccoli. That's interesting. Okay.
I just order broccoli.
It's all broccoli.
That's what people
so
think I
weird.
do. People don't realize that I have spent half the day today eating peanut butter and chocolate fudge. And preparing for the live stream to show Heraldry.
God.
It's got to be
I
updates.
can't quite see it. Oh,
Updates.
My More?
No, down.
Right here?
That one, yeah.
Yay, there we go.
Yay, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to bump this down just a little bit so that it looks better. But you know what? That looks just fine.
Okay.
Here you go.
So, here.
No,
No one can
all
see
my notes.
All his notes.
All
They
the
can't see us, though.
prize
Okay.
winners and everything. No, they can't, but you wanted them to see all that.
So, everybody with a Shroud of the Avatar account has access to Heraldry. So you go to has access to the Heraldry form, but you need to be a certain founder level to get the founder Heraldry gear, or you need to buy Heraldry items from the add-on store. But anyway, so you go to your account page, and then you go to your special rewards tab, like so, and you see update heraldry blazon here, and you scroll down here, and right now I have nothing. So I'm going to use the blazon builder.
The blazon
builder
generator.
So we have a couple different things that we can choose from. Ordinaire's charges.
There's actually quite a few things. Wow.
Yeah. So as you can see, there are a lot of different fun things, and you can kind of like add on to them like that.
What if somebody chose that already?
If somebody chose that already?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so there are so many different possible combinations of things that, I mean, there is a small chance that somebody chose the exact same one that you did, but probably not. So
take the time to customize it for yourself.
So I can kind of do something like, oh, it's Tiger eating cattails.
I like that one. I'm gonna get
Ooh,
that.
I don't know if I really like that. So I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna reposition this, make it top right or something like that, and the cattails, cat o' nine tails, that's all right. Cattails are gonna go. No, I don't like that. Maybe I'm gonna put them. Oh, I kind of liked it all over. That was kind of nice. And then with my tiger there, and I can change the color. Let's make it blue. Blue is my favorite color. I want the tiger actually in the foreground, and I'm going to make him pink.
You can rotate too, it looks like. That's cool.
You can rotate.
So if you want an upside down tiger for whatever reason.
Tiger coming out of cattails. Our art lead is cringing right now because he hates my art. I'm going to put an Ouroboros kind of snake thingy eating itself there, and I'm going to make it black or navy blue, but I want my tiger in the foreground. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. We can also put some kind of design there, like that. But again, I want my cat in the foreground coming out of a cattails. And, yeah, it looks like I'm pretty happy with that. Art lead Hutch, do you think it's a really cool blazon?
It's probably the best one I've ever seen.
It's the best one he's ever seen, so I'm going to upload it. I'm going to save it. And it takes me back here. Now this is really important. I see it here. Okay, I like how it looks. You have to make sure that you check this box and then submit your in-game blazon, like so. And now it is submitted. This will take a little bit to process, and in that time of processing, you'll need to approve the generated blazon again. But that's the last step. If you want to upload your own, you would instead be doing. Oh, somebody's asking. Rada Torment is asking, can we reload our heraldry after the first one or just one use? I'm not quite sure what you mean by reload. Maybe it's talking about reusing it?
Yeah.
Change it? If you want to change it, so if you upload your own and it doesn't look quite right, or there's something visually wrong, like it's not centered or something like that, you can just send us an email at support@portalarium.com and we'll unlock the form for you. If it's been like 3 weeks and you want to change your art, you're going to have to buy a voucher, because when we have you upload your own artwork, it gets a little bit more complicated. So let's talk about some of our guidelines for uploading your own artwork. Can we switch to these images? Can you make us little on the screen?
Yeah, do you want the browser still and just us little?
No, we don't need the browser, but I need the examples of blazons.
Are they screen? Oh,
I'd
right.
send them to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go get those.
So I posted a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, about some guidelines that our art lead Hutch typed up for me, and what to submit and what kind of art is good art. Let's start with good art. We'll look at that.
Did you have just
first.
one, or was there?
There's just one. So we saw a bunch of good examples on all the people in Dawn's Keep. So those were some great examples. Why were those good examples? Well, as soon as we pull up this image, audio visual.
I'm gonna do a little switcheroo here so that you're looking at this. You don't have to worry about this as much. I'm gonna maximize that. This. Okay, we are back just for the moment here. Oh, there's our.
You
there's
should
our
make
Twitch.
us like tiny
Okay.
inside.
Okay.
I like to see myself while I'm talking. Plus, it's going to be a still image.
Move this up.
The suspense is probably killing people.
It is.
That's our Twitch stream with
yes,
an
it
ad
is.
for
You guys,
something.
yeah, that's really terrible.
It's
I wish
like
it would stop
Inception,
doing that. That'd be
Inception.
wonderful. Okay. Get that off there for a second. There we are. Okay.
So, heraldry in the Middle Ages was used for armies to identify what was their side, essentially. And people back then did not know how to read. So you couldn't just be like, oh, this is the army of Britain or something like that. It was some kind of symbol. And armies in Europe used that. In Japan, samurai also had their own family symbol of sorts, which is very similar to the European heraldry. So one of the things that we have.
There we go.
All right, can you make us in the shot?
Yes. Go ahead and keep talking while I figure that out.
So the idea is that heraldry has to be something that is bold and recognizable. Think about it being recognizable from a distance. If you are an army on a field, you should be able to see your heraldry from far away. So the example we have on the screen was made by Hutch. Hutch wants to.
Do you want to show any of these?
It's actually Richard's,
Zoom
silver
in a little
serpent is the Garrett de Caillou symbol that we use in lots of different places.
Mm-hmm. So
but that wasn't made by me. That was the image. I made the image for this, but it's not mine.
Somebody else made it. I was wrong. Hutch makes nothing in this game. So notice the lines are very solid. The colors are solid. It's simple colors. There's only black, gray, and red in there. So it's a very good image. For a more like design standpoint, it also has a transparent background. So when we see it applied to equipment, heraldry equipment, or banners, it's going to show up as just the cross with the snake around it. You're not going to see a white box as well. So if you don't want the white box, make sure that your background is transparent. And Barrick made a very helpful post on how to do that. I don't know like anything in Photoshop, but I know how to make a transparent background. It's that easy.
Yeah, and the good thing is you don't need Photoshop for it. The post that I made went up in the general discussion forums, and all you have to do is search for heraldry and transparency, and it's a matter of any most good free even photo editing tools will have a magic wand or magic tools, it's sometimes called, that you just click anywhere in the surrounding area that you want to be transparent, and it will remove the entire surrounding area, provided it's relatively the same color and all. Gets a bit trickier if you have, like, say you're trying to remove a bunch of trees or something, or a complex collage of colors from around whatever you're trying to get at. Good luck to you then on that. But if it's something simple like this, it's easy.
Yeah. So I also like to think of, just in general, good heraldry art and what I'm using when I approve these. So when we're approving them, it's me who does the initial screening, and then if I'm not sure about some, I'll take it to Hutch and Star. And what I'm thinking in my mind, because I have a lot of tattoos, I go by tattoo rules. Like, if anybody has a tattoo, you know that something with a lot of detail is not necessarily going to look right on something small. I mean, if you think about it, your heraldry chess piece is small. It's going to look small on the screen, even if you have a giant screen, because your avatar is not that big.
I want to make something big and bold, and you may have the urge to create as much detail as possible just for the sake of it, but we encourage you to. It'll be more powerful for your heraldry if you go the simple, big and bold route.
Yes.
Trust us on that one.
Yes. And another thing is text. So as I mentioned, heraldry is for armies that can't read, can't write, so text wouldn't really make sense. And I know we see something like family crests or whatever that you can find online that might have House of, Williamson or something like that. Let's avoid that. And runic counts as text, so no runic either.
We just showed a bunch of the heraldry in the game, and I don't know if we'll get back to that, but there were some really excellent examples. I think everybody's probably hanging out still in Dawn's Keep with their heraldry. But, any of the heraldry you see in the game has been approved by us. So that's an example, too, of the potential for the generator and for your own heraldry.
Now let's look at some bad heraldry. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad art or that it's wrong. It just means it doesn't quite fit with our game, or there's something else with it. So let's start with the first one, Matthew. Okay. This actually is really...
Gotta create another window.
No, he's got to create another window. I'm sorry, it's my fault. Okay. This is going to be an example of bad art.
Actually, it's simple. It's I think it's
kind of... So it follows all the guidelines. It's solid lines. It's simple colors. It doesn't have text.
Doesn't have any colors. Yeah.
But it's bad art, and I can say that because I drew that. It's my crow. Duh. So this is something that is kind of hard to explain in general when art is just bad. So if it's something like it looks like a child drew it, or if it's some kind of style like anime style or something like that, it just doesn't fit with our game. So we're going to unlock your form in this case. We're not going to take a voucher. You don't have to pay. If we don't approve it, we'll give you another opportunity to resubmit it. And I'll generally tell you, hey, this doesn't quite fit with the style of our game.
Yeah, I think it's, think about how it's going to be something you're going to be wearing. So it's something you want to be proud of.
Yes.
So start with that for sure. All you have to do for the other two examples is click the left or right buttons here. I have a moderator emergency. So I'm going to let you take that over for just a couple of minutes. You guys jump in if you want. I'll be right back.
Next we have, it's a little small. Let me see if I can zoom in, scooch. What's wrong with this, Hutch?
Jazz hands.
don't see anything wrong with that. No. So another one of our guidelines is no photographic materials. This doesn't adhere to the guidelines of simple shapes, simple colors, and anything that looks like is going to look like a modern photograph is not going to be stylistically appropriate for what we really want to portray in the game. It's a quality of life thing, not just for us as developers, but also for you guys as the backers. I don't know. We want people to all feel like the game is cohesive as much as we possibly can. And stuff like this can be immersion breaking and sort of jarring. So that's what would happen in this situation.
Breaking my immersion. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, our avatars don't look like photographs. They don't look like real people. So we don't want something from Earth to be in the game like this. All right, next. What's wrong with this one? It meets all the guidelines. We have solid lines, solid colors, simple shapes.
So obviously the problem with this one is that it's copyrighted material. This is not our design. It's not your design. If you were to submit this is something that belongs to somebody else, and we can't have that in our game. So if there's any kind of, don't be tempted to try and slip copyrighted material past us, because we could actually get in trouble for that.
And I'm well versed in pop culture, so I will catch it.
And we also, if we have a question about something, we'll do a reverse image search on it, and we found a couple instances of submissions that came directly from somebody else's artwork, and that's definitely a no-no. It has to be something that you create yourself, and not something like this that is obviously not yours.
Yeah, and this includes team logos, even if it's like a fan art kind of thing. If it looks close to copyrighted material. So if it's like, all right, I'm going to put Hello Kitty, but I'm going to put a headband on her and a piercing in her nose or something. It's fan art. That we can't do that either. And again, this, even if it wasn't breaking copyright, we would say, hey, it doesn't fit in our game. This is something from Earth.
Yeah, and it's also too far in the direction of cartoony as well. Even if this was your original design, it's we have to make judgment calls sometimes about what we feel is within the range of left or right of what is true heraldry, just to make sure that things fit in as much as we can. There is some leeway, but if it goes too far in the realistic direction or too far in the cartoony direction, we're going to ask you to reconsider a different approach to it.
I don't know if it was mentioned already, but if somebody is really interested in submitting their custom heraldry, they're in the process, but they really aren't sure about their own heraldry, they want to check first. Is there a process for that, for them to check first?
So if you're really not sure and you have something, please feel free to send it to support@portalarium.com and say, is this okay? And I'll say, yes, go ahead, upload it. Or I'll say, no, because it has text or it's copyright or something like that. We also have a post for people to ask the community for help. Is that in general discussion?
Yeah, that's in general too. And that's actually a great point, because you'll get a faster response on some of these things than our process sometimes, simply because there's more community members.
Yeah. So if you're like me and you're not very artistically minded in the sense, you might want to ask people in the community if they would be willing to make a custom heraldry for you. There are a lot of people who are very talented artists who are totally willing to do that. Maybe you could do some kind of trade for them or whatever. But like, if you have your heart set on custom art, then go ahead and ask the community.
Are we done showing all of the images?
Yeah.
Do we want to put Hello Kitty to rest?
Yeah.
Put Hello Kitty to rest before
let's
Sanrio comes after
There we
us.
go. Whoa. There we go. Okay, so we're back to full screen here. Are we showing anything else on the game Unity?
We are. We're going to open up Unity. So I open this.
Okay, brace yourselves, everybody.
New stuff, new stuff!
Okay, we're still on camera, so while we get Unity running, if there's anything. Actually, I have
Do
something
we have questions?
Here. Well, we have questions, but where did my phone go? Oh, here.
Do we have the P word?
We have the P word. We have one more prize, and don't forget, everybody, we have the Twitter prize that we'll give away shortly after this live stream concludes. The player-owned town Rolot property deed. Yeah, spinning it up a little bit. Why not? So we're giving that away to anybody who mentions this live stream, the game, etc. during this live stream on Twitter at Shroud of Avatar #LVSOTA, and we'll select someone randomly win that lot property deed. Meanwhile, we have the Heraldry Cloak Eternal Pattern, and we have a winner of that pattern. Congrats to Mario with a 0. Mari Zero. Congrats to you for winning the Heraldry Cloak Eternal Pattern and everything we just talked about. This is an important step to getting your heraldry.
I don't know if Travis and B mentioned that the heraldry items that are in the store are all eternal patterns. So it's not the actual item. You have to use the eternal pattern to craft the item. And what that means is if you decide to change your art at some point, you can always salvage the item to get the eternal pattern back. And the eternal pattern will update. And you don't have to wait for a patch or anything like that, but the eternal pattern will update as you update your heraldry blazon form. So if you really want, you can change your blazon a lot. Just make sure you get those vouchers, because it does take our time to go through them and approve them. So
we're just going to switch over to our editor to show you some things that are not yet in the game, but things that we've been working on.
Ooh, stuff coming up. Awesome.
Upcoming stuff. This will be R54 stuff and some R55 stuff.
Very cool. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for those who jumped into the game in Dawn's Keep. Rufus's town. He was very kind to allow his keep to be the showing place for some of the heraldry that the players have already started, having in the game. And there was a couple dozen players with heraldry already just in that presentation. There'll be some screenshots. I know you took some, Sarah, and maybe some community members that you grabbed as well while you were in the town that you can put in the forums or on social or something like that. We'll share them if you tweet them out. And to show off all the really cool heraldry that the community has been generating here. All right, so we've got, we're going to do Fancy Dance Unity.
Oh,
don't worry, do not panic. It is right here. Just gotta click and let it load a little bit. I'm going to move this up.
Dance.
There it is. All right, I'm going to maximize that screen. So I don't know if you want to expand this inner window or not.
I'll do that.
Okay, there you go.
Set a few things here. All right, so
big.
I'll make it big, but first I want to just do a few things to, set some of the lighting. Turn off some time. It's weather.
Oh, I almost forgot for those who win a prize today, please message me, Barrick, if you're on Discord, with what you won and your account name, and if you're on Twitch, message Shroud of the Avatar the same, and we'll try to get that awarded to you by the end of the weekend.
All right, so what's that?
Nope, that didn't do anything. Hit L. Hide your tasks. I'm backseat driving.
Yeah, stop backseat driving. All right, so you've already seen earlier in the stream some heraldry applied to people's gear. So what I want to show you here is that you can also decorate with that stuff. So here's a piece of gear that has been that has that serpent and cross symbol that we showed you earlier. This is the chest plate for cloth and plate and chain and leather. So if you have these and are able to equip, and you equip those, you can also unequip them and display them in your house or however you see fit. Again, you can do that with this shield as well. So here's the Heraldry shield that you can apply a pattern to. In addition to those those few things, there's the cloak also. So I'm going to run in here. And so there's the cloak. You saw some people wearing this, but you can also hang this in your house and display it.
Very nice.
In addition to some of the, in addition to the gear, we have heraldry banners. These are the banners that are already available. The way you would create these is basically you craft a banner in the game, and then you have the eternal pattern that you get from the store, and then you apply that pattern to your crafted banner in the way that we showed you earlier, and you get this version of it, which looks different from the crafted version. It has this square tag bottom and shiny hardware, and of course it's going to have your symbol on it. So those come in short and long versions. So here I have my Duke House, and I can display my banners proudly on my house. Now, those are things that are already available. Now, a few things are coming up. One of them is a heraldry chest.
Ooh.
So this one has nice gold hardware and some nice burled wood on it, and it's got your symbol on it. So get out of V. Worked earlier. Anyway, there's my chest.
We promise it'll open. So it works just like any other container.
I know why, maybe. Oh, it's already been looted. Huh.
Oh.
Maybe there's nothing in it.
Some server thing.
Maybe. So there's the heraldry chest. There's also, this is a brand new thing that we just created. It's a standing heraldry banner in short and long versions. The nice thing about this is that the item, why am I losing ability to?
It doesn't, you're too close to the chest.
No, well.
Touch broke the game.
It did. So the nice thing about these is that they have a flag on both sides of the banner. So you can put this in any location and have your symbol displayed.
Even has a light and dark side. Look at that.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
These are really good for obviously to put in front of your house, but something else you can use it for is for gust ball tournaments. You can have one team put their freestanding banner at one end and the other team putting their freestanding banner at the other. That could be pretty fun.
Sure. Yeah, and this will be done in the same way that the wall hanging banners are done, in that you would first have to craft a version of this that didn't have the symbol on it, and it wouldn't have this fancy wooden pole support, and it wouldn't have the more elaborate design on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But once you've crafted that, then you could get the eternal pattern for the heraldry standing banner and apply it to that and have your standing banner. So that's coming up in R54. Just finished that recently. Something that is coming up in R55, and the reason it'll probably be R55 is because we have to do some tech back-end stuff for brewing. But brewing is a system that is going to be coming up shortly in the game.
Beer.
So you can craft 3 different types of beverage right now: beer, wine, and spirits. And so what you have here are, beer casks, and you can see that we have, not only do we have a different color scheme for each barrel, but we also have a different symbol. So that's a beer mug, and the symbol is related to the type of thing you get out of the cask. So in a beer cask, you're going to get mugs of beer when you double click on it. On a wine cask, you're going to get a goblet of wine. So you can see that it's not only has a different color.
It has an oaky finish.
Oaky wine.
Yeah,
it's an oaky
sure.
finish wine.
But it has a goblet on the side of it. And the third one is the spirits cask, which is a little bit even darker still. It's got more of these sort of burgundy metal supports, but it also has a cup as opposed to a mug or a goblet. So this is your indication that it's a cask of spirits. Now these are stackable. You might be wondering why it has this thing on top. Well, the reason for that is because we designed them so that you could stack them, and you could also have your blazon on the end cap of it.
You can make like your own brand of wine.
That's right.
You could be some hoity-toity guy from, let's say, Brittany Estates, who's making his own wine brand.
There you go. Yeah,
that's exactly right.
You know what?
Or your little micro brew. This is Lord British's.
That's more like a Brittany Wharf's kind of. No, Brittany Wharf's is like the spirits one. This is more central Brittany.
These would actually look. These casks would look really great, and there's always more things that people want to put in their basements.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you could have a whole basement filled with like these casks.
Yeah, you definitely could. If you wanted to create a winery or a brewery or a distillery, you certainly could. You just have, you can create the casks, you can stack them, create as many as you want.
You could stack them weird, like rotate them, make them all weird.
Well, technically, hopefully not. Probably right now, yes, but
okay,
I think something's just broken there. But yeah, you can stack them up and create rows of these things. So this is something that's coming up in a future release, probably R55, if everything goes according to plan.
Beer.
That's right.
For beer o'clock.
Yeah, you thought we had great parties in Shroud the Avatar. You just wait.
That's right. So I think that kind of covers it. Showing some of the things that we've already made, but there's other things that we're going to be making too. We have all sorts of ideas for how to extend this system into other custom things that you can have in your house to show your individuality.
And no, we're not going to have a minivan that you can put your heraldry on the side of.
A minivan was a question.
A wizard and riding a unicorn.
Yeah. Which, by the way, could be good heraldry.
Could be, depending on how it's done.
Yeah.
I can see it now. Somebody's gonna take that as a challenge.
We'll see.
Yeah, so I think that's it. Oh, and I'm also going to give you, this is kind of a little bonus, but this is like a little sneak peek of some Obsidian Order mage robes.
So this was for R52.
One of the monthly live streams. This is a sneak peek of one of the rewards, or one of the rewards that you get if you had pledged during that live stream. Anybody who pledged during that live stream.
It was all Obsidian Order themed, not to be confused with Obsidian, which is stuff that you craft at the Obsidian Forge. So this is like with the symbol on it.
Yeah.
The Obsidian symbol.
The Obsidian, the Order of the Obsidians from.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Hemswall just created that.
Please send that to me.
Oh, is it?
Barrett just.
Yeah, Hemswall just created.
Hemswall just created a version of my wonderful bad art into heraldry. Will you approve it? Can that be my heraldry?
I'm gonna probably have to say probably not.
It doesn't matter because I have my finger on the button.
I'll have our player services department get in touch with you and tell you why. Yeah, I think that's it, though. Those are some of the things that we've done, and but there will be more things coming.
All right, great. And I think I gave away all the prizes. You have 2 minutes to get that Twitter prize for that player-owned town rural property lot deed, and we'll award that about 15 minutes after this live stream concludes. Try to get those other prizes to you guys for the weekend, and we hope everybody has a wonderful weekend in Shroud of the Avatar, wherever your New Britannian adventures may lead you.
Upload your heraldry. Show us some great heraldry. We're looking forward to it.
Bye, everybody.
All right, thanks for watching.
Bye.